Thus, people have been known to litter on the property, tag it with graffiti, and even relieve themselves near the back door.
I just feel like people would not be able to hang out and loiter around this house if it was owned by somebody.
But she could soon get her wish for this house and 3 others in the neighborhood. The properties, which are all more than a century old, are owned by the city. The nonprofit preservation group L'Enfant Trust wants to take control of them and develop them into single-family homes.
It's essential that we get in there now and fix them before it's too late.
For that to happen, the city needs to hand over the buildings to L'Enfant Trust, and this proposal going through the D.C. Council right now could ultimately force it to do so. Residents like Greta Fuller are optimistic that will happen.
Very encouraged by the activity, but the thing is that these homes don't have a lot of time left.
Gunnels just wants to know how these properties were allowed to get to this point in the first place.
If this was any historic neighborhood west of the river, this would not happen.
From Southeast, John Henry, WUSA 9.
So we put that question to the city. How did it get so bad there? Well, we're still waiting for a response. In the meantime, the D.C. City Council will hold a hearing tomorrow afternoon to discuss transferring those 4 vacant buildings to the L'Enfant Trust. So they help women, children, and families experiencing homelessness or suffering with domestic violence right here in D.C.
And tonight, House of Ruth celebrated their 40th year doing that good work. I was honored to be part of the honorary committee for the event. They handed out awards to those who work tirelessly to help their clients with stable housing, trauma recovery, and so much more. So tonight, the Community Partnership for the Prevention of Homelessness, AFCEA Bethesda, and the D.C. Coalition Against Domestic Violence were honored. That's Karma Kottman. I took a picture with a wonderful woman who does lots of good work in the district.
Yeah, critical service that is badly needed for sure.
Absolutely.
So let's take a look at this monster story.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you the track again, and then I'm going to show you Winfields. Okay, the track's pretty cool. It hasn't changed that much, which is good and bad. For us, it's great. East coast of Florida, not so much. Okay, right now it's about 125 miles to the southeast of Nassau and about 325 miles southeast of West Palm Beach. Hurricane warnings up the coast of Florida, tropical storm watch on the west coast of Florida, which I think will be a warning by tomorrow. It's forecast to become a Category 4 tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with winds 130 miles an hour. But remember, though, even Miami could get a gust of 60 or 70 miles per hour. But then, as it really hugs the coast here, we're talking about winds over 100 miles per hour. Still a Category 4, 130 mile per hour winds by early morning on Friday. These are sustained winds, mind you. By we get into Friday evening, we're still looking at winds probably 130 miles per hour. Then it begins to follow the coastline, which is good. It stays offshore of Georgia and South Carolina, but still they're going to get hammered with pretty heavy rain, 10 to 15 inches. And even there in Charleston, you'll probably see winds anywhere from 80 to possibly 100 miles per hour before it takes a little loop. Now, the wind fields. Look at this overnight. 8 o'clock in the morning, just Nassau getting hammered with the highest winds. They'll probably have a gust of 120 miles an hour. Then it begins to ride up the coast of Florida and literally over the Cape could see winds over 100 miles per hour. And then even as it goes into Florida and also into Georgia and South Carolina, winds could be 80 to 100 miles per hour as we get into Saturday. 3-degree guarantee. We were pretty good today. Hoping for a bullseye. We went 73. We were pretty darn close. It was actually 72. We're 48 of the last 51 days. So right now, lab look outside. It's still 64. Pretty nice. Dew points in the 50s. Pretty comfortable. So bus stop temperatures 48 to 64. Grab a sweater tomorrow. Some clouds tomorrow. Early morning fog. Still a pretty nice Thursday after a chilly start. Clouds, maybe a shower on Friday. Yellow weather alert Saturday. Not for Matthew. From a cold front, that means showers. Nats game should still be okay. 50s to start, 66 by 1 o'clock with a mix of sun and clouds. Friday, maybe a shower. Nats fine. High school football fine. Rain and showers on Saturday. Yellow weather alert, only 73. But it sets the stage and the table for a very nice, crisp Sunday. High temperatures only near 70. It'd be perfect in Baltimore for the game. And we're back in the 70s next week.
We're looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, meanwhile, the boys are getting tuned up down there at the Navy Yard.
Yeah, it's getting closer. Friday, the first game in the divisional series. A majority of this Nats roster has been through the heartbreak here in D.C., but there's plenty of newcomers who don't know the D.C. curse. Then there's some who have never even played in the playoffs, including star rookie Trey Turner. We'll hear about him coming up next.
From a scale to 1 to 10, how fun is your job?
It's an 11. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of work, and I always tell every kid the same thing about your dream.